Can you introduce me?
It is a beautiful day for YGO, and we are here with
Tyler Wilson.
Sleep Genius.
I am.
Confirmed.
Straight from work.
And what did you do today?
I got first place at the Primal event playing Dracotail Branded.
And we've already kind of beat it a little bit. It's a dead horse, but we'll beat it just a little bit more. Primal format, the idea is, you can actually zoom in on it right back there. You can see that through my potato quality camera. So each player only summons 6 times in a turn, 6 special summons, and link summons don't count. So it brings the power level of the format down a little bit.
Yeah.
See if other decks can start competing. So let's go ahead and run through the list. What did you play today?
Yeah, Branded Dracotail. Yes. The goal is to have other decks not compete. So I just brought this because it's what I play in advanced format, and I wanted to give it a try, and it worked really, really well. There was a couple changes I needed to make, and a couple like decision processes I needed to make to pivot into this kind of format. So I'll just get into it. 5 mana's at 1, so I played 1 5 mana, 3 Lucius, 3 Malulu. I played 2 Urgula, 1 Pan, 1 Frixel. I'll start here. Funny enough, all the Dracotail cards are actually pretty mid this format, because when you fusion summon, you don't really have a way to get into your other Dracotail cards besides Rahu sending a card and hopefully having Urgula in rotation. That's why I played 2, and I think that was a misplay. I need to play 3 because you need to open this plus any way to fusion summon so you can actually like cycle your resources.
Smart.
So in the future, I'm going to play 3 of this. I don't know what I'm going to cut. I might even cut like maybe a Malulu, because the rest of the deck was pretty good. I don't know. I am not sure. Probably not Malulu. I don't want to be bad.
It worked out today.
It worked out today. So I played this, and then I played the 3 trap cards, just because since the power level's lower, I want a horn and be able to just bounce problem cards to hand. And then
K2? No K2?
Banned.
Yeah.
K2's banned. Can't play it. And then if I open a hand with a lot of Dracotail cards, I actually don't want to summon Gulamel or Shawless earlier than I have to. So I'm just going to like dump my whole hand and then set these traps and pass. It was pretty good. In the future, I might cut the horn. I don't want to draw traps. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. The horn's pretty much cuttable. You can swap the horn for an Urgula. That actually sounds pretty nice. And then you play the branded card still. I played the 2 Fallen in the white, the 1 Albaz, the Ecclesia, and I played an Aliber. Cartesia is banned, and because of that, I didn't find Quem necessary, especially with the 6 summon limit. Oftentimes I summon 5 to 6, depending on it, if you want to play through hand traps, so I don't really have room for it in my summon count, so I cut it. But you play this because you want to set up Rinbrum, you want to set up an Ecclesia. Since Super Poly is also banned, you want to find a way to still Super Poly on your opponent's turn. And that's what this gets me into. I also play 3 Fallen in the Virtuouses, and I use these primarily as Monster Reborns to get this back to Fusion Summon. So that's kind of like the way you like cycle through your deck. And then the 1 Aliber, I play 2 openings, and I might play 3 just because this can add it to your hand. So then you can normal summon that plays under the 6th summon count. So I'll probably play 3 of these from now on because they're pretty good. And then it protects your board from like random things, Regeki and stuff, which is seeing a lot of play in this format. And then you still play the 3 High Spirits because you want to set your grave up. Where's my other? I'm cheating.
There's 3, trust.
Oh, it's right here. Actually, I only played 2. That's right. I cut the 3rd one for the 2nd opening. You can play 2 of this because you don't have to discard your card to use this. So there's a lot of times you just activate this to dump like a Granganol and set up like interruptions on your opponent's turn, because that's the way this deck plays. It's like a lot on your opponent's turn. You might get to 4 summons or even 5 summons. So, and this is really good too, because going second, you can search the Fallen and the White Dragon, and Albalonatus comes up a lot in this format, so that's like pretty nice.
Yeah.
Then obviously the 1 branded fusion. Card's really, 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 really good. And then for the hand traps, you play the 3 Ash just to clean up the rogue. Play the 3 Fua because if there's only 6 summons in the format, every summon matters in people's decks. They build their deck to summon from the extra deck like 3 times or twice. So when you Fua them, it's either like, don't play the reason why I play the deck, or I draw 2 or 3 cards. So it's super nice. This card gets really, really bad when people start playing decks that like summon from the hand, like Art Mage or, you know. So this card is definitely cuttable for Perulia. I can see that. Then you play the 3 Droplet because like Wombo Chombo combo decks.
Yep.
You play the Call by the Grave and the Talents, and then you play the one Pot of Greed. I think Pot of Greed was my 41st card, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I played 42.
And even as your 41st card, it's actually technically only your 39th.
Exactly.
If you know, you know.
That was the main deck. I would just add in one Urgula. Actually, oftentimes I sided Pot of Greed out, which is so crazy to say, because if I go against a Build-A-Board, I want a real card in my hand to interact with them. I'd much rather value a Charmy than a Pot of Greed. So keep that in mind. Extra deck, you play the one Ecclesia. You pretty much never summon this. It's just to get you an extra interruption off the Fallen and the Virtuous. You play one of each of the Dracotail cards.
Yep, and then we're going to have to talk about this a little bit.
So you don't, Arthur Line's at 1, so then you have to play the Shawls to shuffle the cards back into the deck. That actually didn't come up for me. I only ever used one, funny enough. Gulamel came up just as a standalone card. There's a lot of ways you can like shuffle these back. You can also Ecclesia shuffle this back too. That's another reason why you want to play this, because you're Fallen and the Virtuous gets this back into your deck. Yeah, and this can out like problem cards, put your spells and put your traps back. It's actually pretty good. But it's super interesting the way you have to play now, because this you actually have to use it on your turn to add cards back to your hand. So you're usually not summoning Lion on your opponent's turn. You're usually summoning Gulamel. So then like you can't really bounce cards, and it's fine though because you don't play a lot of 5 manas. So you only play 1 5 mana. So you don't really need that hand advantage. And then you play the 2 Albion, which is super obvious. Mirror Jade, Titaniclad.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Good old full
You
art.
play what?
1 full art Mirror Jade.
If you don't play the full art, you don't play the list.
It's true. You play the 1 Dogma. This should go to 2 actually, because Fallen and the Virtuous is the best card of the deck, so I need to find a way to play 2. 1 Titaniclad. This card's another great card because it gives you 4 or 5 interruptions off of sending it on your opponent's turn, which is phenomenal. Rinbrum, MVP, because we want to play on your turn. Alabalonatus, a lot of dragon decks. And then the Granguinal, and then you play the Coardis with this card. Again, just more ways to play on your opponent's turn. The effect to turn everything to 0 if they're not a fusion comes up a lot in this format, so that's really good. And then you play the 1 Chaos, and then the 1 Secretarion. Pretty standard list, but I don't think I'd make any changes to the extra deck besides trying to find a way to add another Dogma, which might just be cutting, like, I might even cut the Shawless, to be honest.
Really? Even
Yeah.
with only 1 Artha?
Yeah, because you'd just be sending this, shuffle this back most of the time.
That's crazy. All right, cool.
Yeah, you just play the deck differently. And then for the side deck, you play 1 Druid Worm, 2 Magma, just because I'm scared of like Mitsurugi and stuff like that. And then I was going to play 3 of this and just none of this, but I want to search a way to get an interruption as well. And then sometimes you need to search 2 cards to clear your branded opponents.
And then sometimes a tier player shows up.
Yes. 3 Perulia, just because everything is circulated from the hand, normal summoning and whatnot. Card's just great. You play the 1 Diabels because I want to just cheese my opponent, and they can't out my board. Super Poly doesn't really exist, unfortunately, but they don't have like a Droplet, a Call by the Grave, or something that just turns.
No Raigeki, no
Nothing.
Illusion Gate,
This turns everything off.
no starters.
And then you play the 3 Fallen and the Virtuous to Monster Reborn that. And then you play the 2 Thrust, and then your targets, Illusion Gate and Harpies. I wouldn't play anything else besides these 2, just because I want this for the mirror, and then I want this for like Striker and whatnot. And then this oftentimes you're searching my Rahu, because Rahu is an MST, right, with Urgula. And then you play the 1 Retribution, because when I go first I'm going to set this as an interruption, and this is going to cycle back my Branded Fusion if I had to use it turn 1. It's kind of the same theory as Pure Branded. And then you play the 3 Mistaken Arrests and Stroll's Band. Everyone's on searching like through their deck without a care in the world. This will put a stop to it. No searching in my room.
Yes, little slower than Droll, but still very, very effective if you're going first.
Yes.
Card we might need to look at in the future, but for now, as we say around here, be the reason. Let's talk a little bit about your matchups. Did you have any notable matchups today?
Round 1, I faced against Power Patron, Archmage, and that was a really hard matchup, right? Because I had to draw the specific non-engined out the board, and then you just kind of... It's hard because they have layered interruptions and a counter trap. I think that was like the worst matchup. I think that deck's probably the best deck in the room, if I'm being honest. But
we played through it.
We played through it. Round 2, I played against the mirror match, Brandon, and then Monster Reborning their own Albaz and turning off their own Albion, because they no longer have an Albaz in circulation, and forcing them to fuse came up a lot. That was like really, really impactful. And then round 3 against Blue Eyes, the Albalanatus was super helpful. It's super interesting having to summon only 6 times, because every summon matters. Where like, it's super cool too because you figure out how to get to the end goal as fast as possible. So it's even good training for like advanced format too, because you can think of lines that get you to where you need to be without summoning excess cards or using excess resources. That's what I really learned today, that like this does translate over into advanced format really, really well.
The skill set transfers.
It does. Yeah, deck performed really, really well. I'm excited to try it again.
Yeah, super clean list. There's a couple of cards in there that maybe we're gonna have to take a look at in the future.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing. But thank you for the list. Congrats on the performance. We'll see you in the next one.